Marcia, is that my people don't listen to matters like these. They don't read enough. They don't do the research. Engagement and interaction or lack thereof in the debate on the estimates, how the chair responded to the leader of the opposition, because it forced me, Marcia, and the audience to go to the House of Parliament website, reading about conduct in the House of Parliament, the orders, what is obtained, what is not obtained, determining if the leader of the opposition was out of order, and that occur in the House of Assembly if anything was out of order. So it has nothing to do with the leader of opposition. It has to do with protocol, practices, and procedures. So let's look at that video, please. Thank you.
Unless the public or any of us should forget, this exercise is about the spending of monies, vast amounts of monies that belong to the public. Simple, I've heard the philosophical treatises and so on, but I propose to ask some very simple questions, and I believe the answers to these simple questions are also simple answers. As I've said, this exercise is about the taxpayers' money, how the taxpayers' money has been spent, and how this government proposes over the next year to spend the money not belonging to the government, but belonging to the people of Barbados. Now, I beg your pardon? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, not judicial deafness if they interrupt me, I can answer. Now, in that, I want to remind the Honorable Minister and the Honorable Member for St. Michael's South that last year, during this exercise, we were told that a particular organization, and I will let it remain nameless for the time being, was paid $500,000 of the money belonging to the taxpayers of this country. And this year we have heard that that payment of $500,000 was in the nature of, and I quote, an experiment. Now, however I feel about it, I believe that the public is due some deeper explanation as to the payment of this experiment. So rather expensive experiment, paid to, for all intents and purposes, one individual. $500,000 last year by way of an experiment. The public is entitled to know how much that entity, I will depart from the language now of individual, that entity is being paid this year, or how much it is proposed to pay to that entity this year, having been paid $500,000 last year as an experiment. Minister, please tell the public how much is proposed to be paid to this entity this year in pursuit of the similar work that he was supposed to have done last year. That's my very simple question. The answer is simple. No philosophy here. Simple numbers. $500,000 experiment last year. Tell the public how much is being paid to that entity this year, please.
Honorable Chair, I do not know that the leader of the opposition can tell me how I respond to a question. and therefore I will respond to the question in a manner that I, Kurt Humphrey, Minister of People Empowerment and Elder Affairs, see fit. First thing.
Pause, Marcia.
Second thing is, I also appreciate.
Pause. Do you hear that response? And did not expect that.
Well, you know why we're here. You know why the Marcia Week show is here in your home, seeking to get this interview from you, because I was speaking to you this week. I think it was on probably Tuesday, and I was just amazed at what you were telling me. And I said to myself, I wonder if our viewers know about the history of HOLETOWN, and especially because we're hearing about the plans of, you know, demolishing the civic center to put up a 9-story hotel there. I think it is important for us as Barbadians to understand the actual history. So where do we start?
Well, we can start on the 25th of July this year.
Yes.
We can go back 400 years,
Mm-hmm.
exactly 400 years, to a certain fustic tree, which was planted on the spot of the monument.
Mm-hmm.
And that fustic tree was engraved with the initials of a few English sailors who could read and write.
Mm-hmm.
Not all could, but they discovered
English settlers who couldn't read and write. Anyway,
sailors.
Sailors.
They weren't settlers. They're sailors.
Sailors.
Not the settlers. These
Right.
are the sailors
Wow.
that on that same day discovered out of a storm, a hurricane, I suspect it was, blew them off course, and they ended up. Yvonne, bring that God's Almighty book for me. And they ended up flying before the wind somewhere out in the northwestern Caribbean.
Oh, wow.
And they found themselves at daybreak getting away from that terrible wind at looking at this.
So that's what they would have seen.
That's what they saw first.